Hello, 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 and welcome to all of my Geminis. This is for my Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This reading is for you if you're a cross watcher. Welcome. We love cross watchers also. But yeah, let's get into some wonderful things about our Geminis. Our Geminis are pretty flexible. You guys are very outgoing. You're funny. You're very enthusiastic. You're very smart. And you're very versatile. You know, those are things that you're known for, you know, Geminis. And we try to keep things at a very, very high note. But this is what Geminis are known for. I know quite a few Geminis, and I get along very, very well with Geminis. And actually, I get along very well with all of the astrological signs, because knowing the difference between a high vibrating astrological sign and a low vibrating astrological sign, you know, the differences between the two, you'll start to see the good in everybody, really. And you'll know that it could be circumstance, it could be environment, it could be a lot of things as to why people will vibrate at a lower frequency. But don't allow someone to come in and change your frequency, come in and change the channel on your frequency. Continue to vibrate at a love frequency, okay? And that's self-love, you know. But those are some wonderful things that we have about the Geminis. And like I said, I really love Geminis. Let's see. We have some planets in retrograde right now too. And remember, planets in retrograde, just planets either going direct or in retrograde, are very, very powerful. And I think sometimes we forget about that. But look, let's talk about the planets being in retrograde right now. So Mercury is about to go into retrograde. And guess what, Geminis? That affects you. Listen to this. Okay, so Mercury is going to retrograde on June 18th. It'll be in retrograde until July 12th. So it's going to be in retrograde for 24 days. But Gemini, listen, that's going to have you thinking about some mistakes, some areas of miscommunication, some misunderstandings or some problems with communication. That's where you're going to be thinking about during that time. So don't be surprised if some people get you know, misunderstand or misinterpret you, Gemini. But those are going to be around that time, you know, of Mercury being in retrograde, because it's going to affect you in Virgos the most. And that's people with and that it's going to affect all of us, but it's going to affect, because that is your planet attached to your planet, that's going to affect you the most, Gemini. Venus is currently in retrograde, right? So Venus is going to be in retrograde until June 25th. And so the astrological signs that are affected most by Venus being in retrograde is Taurus and Libra. So check to see if you have some Taurus or Libra in your astrological chart. But when Venus is in retrograde, you're reviewing areas of money and love. Again, love could be romantic, family, or self-love. Okay, so those are the areas that you're reviewing the most. Now, Gemini, if you have Taurus and Libra in your birth chart, your investments, and if you're an investor, your investments, because Venus is in retrograde, could actually lose value. Okay, so some of the things that you may have invested in could have lost some value. That's if you have Taurus and Libra in your, you know, in your birth chart. But again, this reading is for Gemini. Okay, so Gemini, like I said before, I really want you to be mindful when Mercury goes into retrograde. And if this happens to you, where people kind of misunderstand some things that you said in communication, that Mercury in retrograde, you know, that's what happens when Mercury goes into retrograde, specifically for my Geminis and for my Virgos, is that people may be misunderstanding some things that you say, you know. Saturn is currently in retrograde, and so it'll be in retrograde until September 29th. Saturn being in retrograde, you're revisiting some relationships, you're working on some long-term goals, you're thinking about your responsibilities and duties in life. Also, you're reviewing your attitude towards obstacles, okay? Uranus is in retrograde until July 15th. It's been in retrograde from since January the 11th, but there you're focused on your inner freedom. That's your focus, with Uranus being in retrograde. Neptune is also in retrograde until November 29th. That's the astrological sign affected the most by Neptune being in retrograde is the Pisces. That is your work. You're thinking about your spirituality, your inner tranquility, and focusing on your visions. You know, the vision that you set, the goals and visions that you set for yourself. Ooh, this first card, I'm gonna leave this card out here because, all right, okay. And then Pluto being the other sign, the last planet in retrograde, not the last planet in retrograde, but the last planet on in me calling out, sharing with you guys what planets are in retrograde, is Pluto. And the sign that's affected the most by Pluto being in retrograde is the Scorpio. And so with this planet being in retrograde until October 4th, you're focusing on how you're dealing with change. And of course, most of us have had to deal with change because of COVID-19. Okay, so Gemini, let's get into your reading. Most High God in the universe, please, please, please give me a reading for my Geminis, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. All right, so I've shuffled the card. The first card that jumped out was this 10 of Swords, and that is not by coincidence, Gemini. Okay. Do we have any major arcanas here? Let's see. Do we have any major arcanas here? No, we don't have any major arcanas here. But like I said, the first card that jumped out was the 10 of Swords. Okay. So Gemini, the Swords card is air card that represents intellect, your journey to intellect and power. Okay. This right here, what I'm getting for you, Gemini, is because of the favor on your life, very much like Joseph in the Bible, because of the favor in your life, there are some people that were close to you that actually left you for dead. Okay. I'm going to put this away for just a second because I believe that this is reflecting on some memories. Obviously, you're not dead if you're listening to this, but it's a very, very hard pill to swallow knowing that there are people around you that did this to you, that left swords in your back. Again, this is not somebody shooting from across a distance, a field, or anything like with a crossbow. This is some people that you allowed to get close enough to do this. People that you just did not expect. And when I say they left you for dead, they put a sword in your hand, through your back, everything. They wanted to make sure you were out of here, you were gone. Okay, look at this. We have the Princess of Swords. Okay, this also, Swords energy represents your journey to intellect and journey to intellect and power. Okay, so this is you with your power in your hand. Also, this sword represents you cutting some people off. Okay, Gemini, how can I say this? All right. So this amethyst here that I have represents transformation, protection, addiction release, and it's also a sleep aid, okay? It deals with your crown chakra, the meeting point between the physical body and the universe and soul, okay? See the universe here? All right. This love crystal here deals with the kindness, compassion, tenderness. Let me go back to this card right here, okay? Even though you're already very powerful and very intellectual, Gemini, you're also, like I said, very funny, okay? So you allow people to get close to you, but you drop your guard. We're gonna move through these cards to see what the cards have for us. But in you dropping your guard and trusting some people around you, this is how this happened, right? This rose quartz that I just shared with you, it represents kindness, compassion, love, tenderness. When you got up from this place, you had to learn how to forgive yourself. You had to heal from your heart being broken from all of this, from people stabbing you in the back. You really had to learn how to forgive yourself for allowing people to get this close to you that you really trusted and believed in to stab you in the back like this, okay? Again, we've all been there. Look at this Knight of Pentacles here. This represents people, situation, atmosphere. But this person, you, Gemini, this represents money for you. This is your journey to money and wealth. You've been dedicated because you put the dedication in. And this is your dedication to self-healing, your dedication to forgiving yourself, the dedication to being kind and tender with yourself. It's harvest time. It's harvest time for you. None of these people could stop or block what you were destined to become. Remember I gave the story about Joseph in the Bible? So Joseph in the Bible, his father, Jacob, was a nomad. Like they just moved from place to place. And Joseph, being the 11th child, and the number 11 has significance as well, was favored by his father. His brothers, the people that they got allowed to get close enough to him, left him for dead. Like left him for dead, sold him into slavery, thinking that that was just it. You're just done. But what they weren't counting on, Gemini, is you getting back up. And you using those same swords. Oh my goodness. You using these same swords that people stuck in your back. They didn't think that because they thought that they left you for dead, they never even considered them only cutting off their own with these swords that they used to stab you in the back. They didn't realize that that was the karma that they put out to cut off their own blessings, right? Because they could have been right there with you with this money, this journey to money and wealth. But no, you were dedicated to healing. Look, more money, Two of Pentacles. Your life is in full balance. And you have infinite wisdom, and you have infinite power, infinite wisdom, infinite power, infinite wisdom and power. You also have infinite money and wealth, infinite money and wealth. Infinite money and wealth is what I'm getting for you. That's what I'm getting for you, Gemini. I don't know if it was a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy that aided in this. And again, they could have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy in their chart, in their astrological, their chart, that did this to you, that they were close enough to stab you in the back. But boy, when you got up, I'm telling you. And look at this, 10 of Cups. This 10 of Cups represents your emotions and creativity, right? There were people around you, Gemini, that knew that this happened to you. There were people around you that knew that this happened to you. And, but they didn't, they were a part of your connection piece. Like they were the part that came like full circle. They saw the hurt. They saw the pain. Like you were almost out of here. That's what it felt like to you, that they thought that they buried you. But you have all of these connections. This represents wholeness. It represents, again, your journey to creativity and emotions, right? Because it has to be a hurt feeling for somebody to do this. And there's a lot of emotions, you know, for somebody this close to do this to you. But look at this, the 9 of Cups. Represents your journey to emotions and creativity. You know, it's something about getting back up again. It really is. It's something about getting back up after you have been stabbed in the back, betrayed, lied to, gossiped about, all those things, right? This Nine of Cups represents your dream coming true. You know, wish fulfillment. It represents pleasure. Look at this. That's you, Gemini. Let's pull some more cards to see what the universe has for you. Universe and Most High God, please give me some more information for my Geminis. Please give me some more information for my Geminis. Universe and Most High God, please give me some more information for my Geminis. Their healing as it relates to self-love, romantic love, family love, and also their transformative state. Universe, please give me some more information for my Geminis. All right, let's go. Let's go, Geminis. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Okay. Woo. OMG. I love it when, you know, I ask the universe to give me something, and when it comes back, it's just powerful. It's just amazing. Okay, so now we have quite a few major arcanas. Let's pull these down for just a second. Let's put this here. Gemini. It paid off. Let me tell you, Gemini, first of all, and I have to go back to this card here because you were really hurt by people close to you doing some things to you, Gemini. But then you remembered who you were. You really remembered who you were. And you started to illuminate from the inside. This is the Ace of Wands here. You knew that you had pure potential, you know? And when you tapped into that inner strength that you had, look at all this creative energy. This is the Eight of Pentacles, by the way. Okay, so look at you. So the Eight of Pentacles represents your journey to money and wealth, right? So you have so many gifts that you can tap into till it's not funny. And look, when I look at the major arcanas, look at this, the Magician card, which is you. This is you, Gemini, the Magician card. This represents what you have in your toolbox. You have an infinite amount of creativity, an infinite amount of creativity, gifts that people don't even realize that you had. And see, oh my goodness. See, the people that stabbed you in the back, some of them knew that you had all this potential, like this pure potential, and you had all these gifts. And that's why they wanted to take you out. Some people didn't know. They just knew that there was something about you, Gemini, that was special, right? And they decided, let's take the Gemini out before they even realized their full potential. But it doesn't matter. It didn't work. Because in the story, like of Joseph in the Bible, you know that Joseph was sold into slavery, but he was the second person in charge, right, to a pharaoh, and or at least to a leader. You know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure about the story. But what I'm most sure about the story is that his own brothers left him for dead, and they sold him into slavery, thinking that that was just done because of the favor on his life, the fact that his father favored him so much. And the Father for you, for us, could be the Most High God in the universe, favoring the Gemini so much that people are just jealous. They don't even know what to do with themselves, and so they try to leave you for dead. They try to sell you out, stab you in the back, throw you under the bus, all those things. But they didn't realize, look at some of them did not realize all the creative energy you had around you. Look at this, the Emperor. This is the Aries card, right? This is connected to the Aries. Look at all the battle scars you had, but look, you still took your rightful place. And just like Joseph in the Bible, you know, Joseph's father gave him a red and purple embroidered coat that was just beautiful, right? And so the brothers were just very jealous of that. And so, Gemini, you can't help that people around you are jealous. the people that stabbed you in the back were jealous. Not everybody now is jealous of you, but I'm saying the people that stabbed you in the back were jealous. But look, if they just couldn't stop you. Look at the mountains that you came through, and you're still sitting on your throne. I'm telling you, people cannot stop your destiny. People, this is for all of my astrological signs. People cannot stop your destiny. I don't care how much they put in the work. They try to, you know, connect with other people who hate you. It doesn't matter. They just can't stop it. And so this is you taking your rightful place. Look at this, hermit mode. This is attached to the Virgo. Okay. You went in, you had to really think about some things. Is you don't come back from from this many swords being in your back and you're not sitting down thinking about it, because you're nursing wounds, you're replaying scenarios back over your head, you're asking yourself a bunch of questions. Why? That's why you had to go into hermit mode. See, they thought that they had gotten rid of you, that you were going to be in such a dark place that you would just never, ever, ever recover. But boy, oh boy, when you start to illuminate from the inside and you started to use those tools that you had, like nothing in our journey in life is ever wasted. Nothing. If you had a rough childhood, that's preparing you early in life to be able to balance, work through obstacles and challenges that other people would not be able to face. And so having that happen to you the way that it did by the people who it did, look at this, the Chariot card. This represents victory. You could have taken, listen, Gemini, you could have taken those same swords that people stabbed you in the back and you literally could have cut them off. But they cut themselves off. They did it to themselves, Gemini. And now you have the victory. And not only that, this also represents willpower. There's a lot of things you could say to those people that want to apologize and offer you all kinds of excuses for why they stabbed you in the back. But you can smile with your arms raised knowing you have the victory and you have the willpower to hold your tongue. So you don't have to say anything in return to them. Matter of fact, you're showing compassion, just like Joseph did. Because they don't even recognize you after they did this to you. They don't recognize you because of what they would have done to you had you done this to them. But it's something about knowing that you have the victory already, that you don't need to go off on people. I'm already victorious. I'm already winning. Why do I need to waste my energy on you? I don't want that karma to come back on me. That's where you are, Gemini. Oh my goodness. Wow. Ooh. OMG. Gemini. They played themselves, Gemini. They try to kill you and actually cut themselves off. They tried to kill you and killed their blessings. Oh, okay. The card that popped out. It's funny how some of these cards pop out. It's time. It's time. In due time, Gemini, these people are going to come back to you. And this is what the universe is telling me. It's saying right here, life can be a medley of delight. Gemini, I want you to be real careful about how you respond to people coming back into your life that did this to you. Because you don't want that karma to come back. You know, I believe that you're intelligent and powerful enough to not gloat. Because they're coming back. They're coming back. They're not going to recognize you, but when they do, that pain in their heart of guilt and grief is going to make it feel like this. It's going to make it feel just like this. Completely just crushed. I cannot believe, like, what was I possessed by to make me do this to the Gemini? This is what they're going to be thinking in their mind. What was I controlled by? Like, what entity was I controlled by to do this to the Gemini? But it doesn't matter because they couldn't stop your destiny. They couldn't stop you from where you were going, Gemini. So it doesn't matter. Let's see what the cards have. What do you need to release? I'm telling you. I'm going to put this right here for a second. So Gemini, remember I went back and I said there were people who knew that you had a lot of gifts and talents that would make you rich on your journey to money and wealth. There were also some people in your space that were just following along with the leaders. They just stabbed you in the back because they saw other people stabbing you in the back. Those are the ones going to be crying the hardest. But you need to release them too. And I mean release them in a way of never having that level of access to you. And I don't mean in a bitter, in a way where you feel like I need to get them back for what they did to me. You don't need to. You're already in a place of wealth, okay? But I'm talking about the ones who were straddling the fence, the Fairweather friends, the lukewarm people. You need to get rid of them too. Remember, you put in too much work. You're too intelligent and you're too powerful to have people this close to you anymore that they can stab you in the back. If you get like a hint of doubt about somebody's loyalty to you and to your vision, then they need to go. It's just that simple. They really, really need to go. But that's the reading I have for you, Gemini. Again, be mindful, Gemini, that Mercury is going retrograde in a couple of days. And so there could be some misunderstandings, miscommunication, and that people could be misunderstanding you. But that's why they won't even realize why they're misunderstanding you. But you'll know because you know Mercury is going retrograde on the 18th. And so, yeah, that's what I have for you, Geminis. Yeah, those, the people that stabbed you in the back, especially the lukewarm ones, are going to be hurt the most. They're going to be the ones that's going to be, you know, begging for forgiveness the most, blaming it on, you know, trying to play the blame game. Well, I didn't know, I didn't have the full story, I didn't, blah, all of this. They're going to have all of these excuses for why they joined in the reindeer game of trying to take you out, of selling you out, of, you know, stabbing you in the back, throwing you under the bus. Don't listen to it. Cut them off. Don't give them the access. And when I mean cut them off, I don't mean like completely sever ties with them. What I'm saying is to not give them the same level of access to your life that they had before. They don't deserve it. They're followers. You know, because all it would have taken was for some of those people who stabbed you in the back to tell the leaders, you know, to say, I'm not joining in that. They didn't do anything to me, but they wouldn't listen. They decided to just jump on the bandwagon because it seemed like the majority was against you. Wrong move. This has been Queen Amun Ra for my Geminis, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Thank you so much for joining me on today. And also for my cross watchers, thank you so much for supporting me and welcome. You are always welcome, cross watchers. Have a great day.